From TriFilms.com, I'm Jason Kitamura, and this is Tech in Cannabis. I talk with game changers in the tech community to gain valuable insights into the future of the fast-paced cannabis industry. Today, we are joined by Jeffrey Harris of SpringBig. They are one of the most successful cannabis marketing and loyalty platforms on the market today. And we talk about how dispensaries are increasing revenue by 40% with the software, and how brands now have the ability to help control their own sales numbers while directly helping their distributors. Jeffrey also gives us his insights on the future of cannabis sales, how consumers are engaging with text marketing, and what's next on the horizon for SpringBig. All right, and today we have Jeffrey Harris with SpringBig. Thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate being here.
Awesome. So for the listeners out there that don't know who SpringBig is, you guys are a cannabis marketing platform, correct?
Correct. So we are a SaaS platform, a SaaS marketing platform that primarily does a couple of things. It helps retailers with the design and management of their customer loyalty program. And through that, what we're doing is we're helping them build their customer database, which they then use to communicate with their customer primarily via text, but via email as well.
Gotcha. No, I was just asking if, I know you came from a marketing background, but it wasn't always in cannabis. So what kind of made you go over to the switch to go into cannabis?
So actually I had launched a loyalty marketing platform about 25 years ago that I'm still involved in. And the move to cannabis was we created a separate company to service small business. And then we decided to pivot from the small business community to the cannabis community. So the pivot to cannabis was because we saw an opportunity there to really take advantage of the market opportunity that was in front of us.
Gotcha. Just in curiosity, because I know a lot of your business, works with texting and email messaging and things like that. Coming from a traditional background with small business, just because of the product type, a lot of these small businesses, say like a pizza parlor or a barber shop, it seems redundant to always be sending messages about pizza because people have other choices and people don't need haircuts every day. But cannabis, just as a product, is a daily consumable where a lot of people are using it daily. So do you see that companies that use your marketing platform are sending a lot more messages more frequently and the customers are appreciating it versus some people get tired of getting sushi ads every other day, right?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I feel like each state within the U.S. actually has a different culture when it comes to communication, marketing, and promotions. You'll have some markets like Arizona and Michigan and Maryland that are pretty much everyday communicators and everyday texters. It seems like their customers appreciate seeing what's available, what specials are available that day to take advantage of them. And then you'll have other states like Illinois, California, that text less frequently, and they want to be able to get their message out, but not as frequently because their customers are not appreciating receiving those messages every day. It happens to be the cannabis consumer is a promotional hungry consumer, so they do like to receive messages because they want to know what the offers are and what's available from a promotional standpoint. But the cultures are definitely different state by state.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. But so going back to, I guess, the state-by-state part, I know there's a lot of regulation, state-by-state on cannabis. But is there, is there a regulation on the marketing side as much, or just more on the sales side?
No, so I think there's definitely regulation state-by-state on the marketing side in terms of what you can and can't say and what you can and cannot offer, both in the U.S. and Canada. And in Canada, it's really province by province. In the U.S., it's state by state. Some states are more liberal. They really don't have any restrictions whatsoever. And some states, for example, like Ohio, is very, very focused and restrictive in terms of what you can and cannot say. So I think it's important that the retailer in particular understands what the rules are, because we're providing the platform and we're the enabler, but we're not the ones creating the content. That retailers need to know what they can and cannot do and what they can and cannot say in order to stay within the rules.
I see. And in that being said, there's a lot of dispensaries out there, and a lot of them have different loyalty programs. But your guys are very successful. You guys have a lot of brands and dispensaries on board. What do you attribute that success to? Is it some of the technology? Is it timing? Is it your platform? What do you think you can attribute that to?
I think it's a combination of we have very good technology. I mean, we're not the only guys with very good technology, but we have very good technology. But we've invested a lot of money on the support side and the service side. I was just looking at it today. We have 50 people in the service side of our organization that are supporting customers. And I believe that has gone a long way because it's great to have good technology, but even the best technology, clients need help in how to navigate that technology, how to use it, how to take advantage of it. And we've invested a lot of money and a lot of time on the service side to really help clients get the most out of our technology. And I think that's made a huge difference.
Yeah, I also a big part of it is you guys integrate with so many different platforms, which is going back to the customer service side. I know that's not an easy task. I guess was that for you guys? I mean, was that is there a lot of steps and a lot of different things you had to consider when partnering with some of these companies? I mean, was it pretty straightforward, or how did that work?
So actually, that's one of the advantages I think we brought to this industry from our loyalty experience. I came with our original CIO, who's now moved on to another role within the company, but we have been doing integrations for years and years and years. So we understand them, we understand the value of them, we understand how to make them happen efficiently and effectively. And I believe that knowledge was really a big differentiator in building those integrations. And now we're at the point where we probably have over 35 different integrations. We're integrated with 18 point of sales, e-commerce companies. I think it's all about understanding what the customer needs. And if you focus on what the customer needs and make it easy for them to take advantage of your software and how you best can help them do that, that's where it all starts. And I feel like that's kind of our philosophy in general, which is how do we make sure that we're customer centric in terms of everything we're doing.
Gotcha. Now, another interesting thing that I saw is the token system that you guys use with the rewards. I guess, can you elaborate a little bit on how that works?
Well, from a rewards perspective, we basically give the retailer the ability to create their own rewards platform, so whatever they want to offer. And our job is to make sure it's easy for the customer to understand where they are from a rewards program perspective, both inside and outside the store. So we have a rewards wallet that makes it very easy for the customer to download, and they could download it and maintain it on their phone, where they could view it at any point in time from anywhere and see how many points they have, how close they are to each reward. We have various triggers that remind customers that they have a reward available. So rewards are a nice part of the program, because when someone redeems a reward, we know that they're 10 times more likely to continue to visit that store. So we want to help retailers drive reward redemption, because once a consumer engages from a rewards redemption standpoint, the retailer has a much better shot of bringing them back time and time again.
Awesome. And I guess, that's kind of interesting with those numbers. And I know just from working with marketing platforms in the past, some of them, they're kind of do it yourself. Some of them are automated. I know yours is automated. So does it kind of automatically kind of find that sweet spot on like the frequency, like when to attack with a advertisement? Is that all automated, or is it more based on kind of how they want things set up?
It's actually a combination. So we have an automated engine that can be completely automated, where there's about 25 different automated type messages that they could send in campaigns. And then they also have the ability to kind of create them in our campaigns engine. But from a rewards perspective, we actually have a loyalty team that when we're helping a client start their loyalty program, we're actually doing an analysis of their particular metrics and statistics, so we could help them build the right loyalty program that makes sense for them, because it's different depending on the store, the state, and we want to make sure that they get the most value out of it. We don't want it to be too expensive for them. We don't want it to not drive the activity that they're looking to drive. So, we do spend time up front to help them construct the right program that's going to be valuable for them.
Okay. And, you were talking about how they're 10 times more likely to stay in the store. I mean, I guess just on a ballpark, what kind of numbers do you see from, I guess, a store using your rewards program versus somebody who's not, as far as either customer retention or increased added revenue? Is there some sort of kind of figure you could kind of see, like how much increase they would be likely to see?
Yeah, so we usually see, when we did some analysis, we see about anywhere from a 15 to sometimes as much as a 40% lift in sales when they start leveraging our tool. Just from the perspective of, not only does the loyalty program work, but from a communication standpoint, we're very good at helping our clients get their messages delivered to the customer, which then drives the action that they're expecting from the customer. And we provide our customers with the ability to be very descriptive in their messaging as well. So we have certain tools that we use. Primarily, we provide them with the ability to send whatever they want to send, but it sits behind a PIN code. So therefore, the customer has to access that information via their own PIN code. But then once they access it, it's whatever they want to say. So it really helps provide the ability to be more descriptive, to drive more visit activity and more spend.
Awesome. Yeah, another thing too, I did notice that you guys have a platform that's for brands. Now, how long have you been doing the brand side versus the dispensary side?
So we launched the brand side less than a year ago, and the brands platform is primarily, we have about 37 million cannabis consumers on our database. So what we're doing for brands, because brands do have a difficult time at getting directly to the consumer, we're in essence creating a marketplace where brands can serve up message content to the retailers that are selling their product. And if the retailer grabs that content and sends that message out to their customers, the retailer gets that message at no cost, and the brand pays a CPM for getting that message delivered to the consumer. So the benefit for the brand is they don't have to worry about building their own database. They don't have to worry about getting, text message compliance, all the things that the retailer's already done, but they do have the ability to serve up the content. So it's a really nice partnership between the brand and the retailer that allows brands to serve up content and retailers to generate visits from that content.
Makes sense. No, that's brilliant. I mean, because I guess typically in your SaaS business model, the amount of sends is kind of the indicator of like how much they're spending, correct?
Yeah. So I think they're paying a monthly fee for the software, and then they're also paying for the messaging. So obviously, the more messages they send, the more money they're spending, but theoretically that's the more money they're making as well, because the more messages they're sending, they're getting return on investment every time they have those messages. So we built packages for them that right size what they should be spending based on how many messages they want to be sending.
Right, but if they see that there's an opportunity for one of their brands to send a message, they can send that out to their customers to have them come back to the dispensary at no cost.
100%.
But
100%.
yeah,
100%.
basically
That's pretty much what we're pushing, right? So we're pushing these retailers, hey, leverage the brand content, because at the end of the day, it's still going to drive the customer into your store, but you're not going to pay for that marketing. The brand's going to pay, and the brand's excited about it because the brand says, you know what? I now have the ability to influence what those customers buy in that store. And they also have the ability to get some data that tells them how these campaigns are doing, which they never had the ability to do before. So it really works nicely on both sides.
Yeah, that's really powerful because, I guess, when a brand is kind of doing their audit and they see certain stores are not doing as well as others, they can literally go in with your platform and push sales on their own.
100%. And we see that all the time. In fact, our sales strategy, because we get all the data from the point of sale, so our sales strategy is, hey, Mr. Brand, you were number 3 in that store a month ago, and now you're number 6. You want to get back up to number 3? And so we use that information to help them too.
Awesome. And that's a good point. There's, with a platform like yours, there's a lot of data that's coming in. And data is super powerful stuff. I guess in your opinion, just from the data that you're seeing coming in, what's kind of the trajectory of the industry, now with all this legalization things happening, different states popping up? Where do you see this going in the next couple of years?
Never would have believed what I'm seeing. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, it is growing faster than I think anybody anticipated. The industry is growing faster than anybody would have anticipated. The variety of demographic that's starting to become customers of cannabis is wider than I would have expected. This industry is just, there's no way other than going up for this industry. It's just in state by state by state, they are breaking sales records all the time. They are beating expectations all the time because it's a product, it's a category that customers want. And we're seeing that both in terms of sales, but in terms of the variety of types of people that are engaging with retailers to buy the product.
Well, yeah, it's things are moving.
We actually saw initially we saw some uptick in sales, and then it kind of leveled off to where it would have been pre-pandemic in terms of what we would have expected. But the big change we saw obviously was, how people were buying their product, right? So instead of them going into the store to buy it, they were actually buying it online and, if possible, having it delivered or picking it up curbside. So there was a bigger shift to the way product was actually being purchased. There was some uptick, like especially last year, March, April, when there were lockdowns and people were at home a lot more. They were consuming more cannabis during that period of time because they were home. But then I think after a while, when people realized they were going to be home for a while and they had to get back into a regular routine, I think things went back to equilibrium. But there was definitely a shift that continues today in terms of how people are purchasing it.
Got it. What's next for your company? What do you think is kind of the next step? Where do you see you guys going?
Yeah, so I think so we've now created two groups of customers, retailers and brands, and we have our marketing platform. So now what we are starting to think about is, in that marketing platform spectrum of services, what other services that we can provide that are complementary to what we're doing, whether we do that through organic growth or non-organic growth. But ultimately, our objective is to think about more ways that we can help our clients from a marketing software perspective to help them accomplish their objectives. So whether that be on the advertising side, whether that be on the data side. So we're looking to leverage our relationships with our customers. They trust us, so we want to be able to continue to add value to our relationship with them by thinking about other products and services that are needed, that they could take advantage of, that we could be good at helping them with.
Gotcha. So I guess is a plan to utilize kind of your network, your SMS network, for things that are outside of the cannabis, as far as the dispensary's own customers. Is there like a plan in the future where, like, say, an ancillary company or some outside company can come in and advertise through the network somehow?
Yeah, so it could be that, or it could be, we may create a whole slew of data products that we could market to stores and brands to help them be smarter about how they make decisions. It could be they're already leveraging our SMS platform. How can we help them leverage other types of advertising platforms? So at the end of the day, it's more about focusing on what that retailer and what that brand needs to help drive their business. And then from a marketing technology standpoint, what tools can we provide them, whether, again, it be through organic or non-organic expansion, to be able to help them with more things.
And currently, a ballpark, how many dispensaries and brands are onboarded with you guys?
So we have over 1,200 individual clients, and we're probably installed in about 2,500 locations. So we're continuing to grow at a nice pace, and our brands platform is much newer. So we probably have about 100 brands on the platform, but we have about 1,100 retail clients on the platform.
That's awesome. So for anybody that's listening that wants to get started with you guys and wants to learn more, what's the best way that they can do that?
Yeah, so I think if they go to our website, and it's very, very easy for them to make an inquiry, and then and we'll get back to them right away. Obviously, it's like we want to be able to respond to prospective customer interest as soon as possible. So just go to springbig.com, and then we're more than happy to take that information and make sure that we can help them any way possible.
All right. Well, yeah, I want to thank you for your time. The platform sounds awesome, and definitely, our listeners, I think, will check it out.
Jason, thank you very much as well. It was great being with you, and look forward to continuing the conversation at a later date.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Once again, I want to thank Jeffrey Harris with SpringBig for coming on to the show. And for all your cannabis news and for other podcasts like this one, visit us at www.trichomes.com. If you want to reach out to the show, you can email us at techandcannabis@trichomes.com. I'm Jason Kitamura, and thanks for joining us.